Okay, here we are. We got some kind of triumphant music going on in the background here. This is Alone in the Dork, just waiting for some people to show up, maybe. This is very spur of the moment for me. I realized this is my last day off for the next 3 weeks, so I'm just trying to take advantage of this time and do The Wolves of Langston. This is by Obvious Mimic. They are also currently kickstarting their, if that's a word, their their level 5 adventure. So this is the first of 5 currently, and this is the first level adventure. They also have like a full party adventure, which is pretty fun, of this same story. Whoops, I'm in reverse, of this same story. But I thought that would slow down our chat. So we're doing a solo adventure. Everyone in the chat, if you're there, you are going to be helping me make the decisions and rolling the dice. I have, thank you, I think it was White Hawk, one of my my faithful followers, told me I should, I thought you were shaving, says Morgan. Right after this. But White Hawk told me you should pin that. So it's pinned. You can go to the pin and you can get onto our little dice app and you can roll. That's where you roll the dice. Hi, Morgan. You should appreciate this. This is 5e. Yes, I'm going to shave after this. Like I said, I have a very busy schedule coming up. I'm shooting a film and I need to be clean shaven. But what I'm going to do right after this is I'm going to film some short form YouTube videos looking like this. Then I'm going to shave and I'm going to have my clean shaven self talking to my bearded self for just a couple of ideas I've had. So let's make it work. This channel started with a lot of shorts. I've got over 100. I'm an actor, so it kind of comes natural. So nonetheless, just waiting for, I think Barry may be here as well. And if not, so much for my childhood friend. So I also went ahead and picked a character for us. Boo! Barry just shows up and boos me. Hey, Bear. Mike is not making it, so we're flying without Mike. I went ahead and picked a character, race, and class for us just to save the time of us painstakingly choosing the... we technically weren't the greatest friends for a few years. That is true. We, in elementary school, we did not go in the same circles at all. It wasn't really until, like, Music Man, I was on the train, and the train scene, the what do you talk guy, and I had the best line of the play. He's a bing beat, bell ringing, big hall, great go, necker nothing, rip roaring, every time a bullseye salesman. That's Professor Harold Hill, Harold Hill. And Barry was in the quartet because he has perfect pitch, annoyingly so. I don't have pitch. But thank you, Barry. I'm proud of that line. So I went ahead and picked us a class, and I got I picked a bard, because I feel like they are the most well-rounded. I was thinking, I was actually talking to Barry a bit about this, I was thinking like a bard or like a fighter or a barbarian. I didn't want a lot of analysis paralysis, so I didn't want a lot of spells. But a bard, like, we have healing at our disposal, and you guys can also help me pick. I'm not 100% on like all the proficiencies and stuff. Like, we don't even get our college till 3rd level. We're 1st level, right? I could be wrong, but I feel like we don't pick a college till 3rd level. We're only a 1st level bard. I'll bring up the stats here in a second, but which is good. Let's start small here, people. Settle down, Morgan. So I picked a bard, so we do have some access to some spells. We're very good. We have a very high charisma, so we're good at like talking to people. Because a lot of these, and I picked like investigation for a skill, because these at their heart, gosh darn it, I'm reversed. These at our heart are, like murder mysteries. So, or something like, they're like mysteries. So I feel like a good high charisma will help us. And we got some range. I don't know how the combat's going to work, but to all of you in the chat, you're just going to, I'll just have you go back and forth. See, I think Morgan was on first. I'm writing your initiative order. Morgan's first, followed by Barry. And let's jump into our character here and just see what we got. Let me know if audio or anything's bad every now and then. I think Morgan's been with me here. I've gotten better with my technical issues. This setup is a disaster, but from what you see, you just see the creepy eye, which, oh, god dang it, I'm reversed. God, oh my god. Yeah, I added that just because I didn't like the window. It looks stupid. Okay, I digress. Here's the character. Okay, let's move into the book. And this is just going to be like 75 minutes. The game is supposed to be played in, I think, like 3 to 4 hours, but with the chat setting, it is going to take longer than that. So let's just do this in a few sessions and like really enjoy ourselves here. So this is Obvious Mimic, the solo adventure. This is just kind of the nice little page. There is a map, I remember. Was it this way? There it is. Here's a map of like the town that we'll be in, I guess. Nothing's labeled, so I don't know if it's of any import to us currently. But let's get to our, let's get the, that as the background. It's more fun. So for our stats, here we go. Our dump stat was strength. We're a bard. We have a decent dex, a decent con. I chose wisdom over intelligence just to help with perception. And Storm Phoenix, yay, you made it. You're third in the initiative order. What's up, buddy? This is just going to be about 75 minutes, and then at 6 Pacific Standard Time, we're going to do part 2. And this will probably be, I'm guessing, about 4 or 5. I don't know. We'll see. So these are our stats. We obviously have a high charisma. And I just randomly picked Drifter. I didn't even know what the Drifter background was. It just sounded right, because I like the idea. It's like not necessarily like Kung Fu, where you're just kind of going from town to town. But I like the idea of like Drifter class. But it's got the like awesome skill proficiencies. It gives you perception, which in the core rule books, I think the only one that has perception is the Sailor, and survival, which sounds pretty good. So if you all want me to switch, the only one I'm looking at this, I'm disappointed I don't have history, because I feel like a bard should have that. But is there anything you in the chat think that we should shift up a little bit? So we currently have insight, which again, high charisma. We're going to be probably talking to a lot of people. Insight, I'm guessing, will be good. Investigation. What else we got here? Perception. You gotta have it. Performance, we're a bard. I took it. Persuasion, we're a bard. I feel like we'll need to persuade people. And then I took stealth, which I feel will be super handy. And then survival, which came naturally with our background. But is there any of those you would like me to shift a little bit? I'm happy to move, let's just say like 1. Is there any one of those for our bard character that you think that we should shift going into our loner drifter character? Again, I chose a bard for us. They just seemed, because I come from 2nd edition, they were like the jack of all trades, and they really kind of are. And I have our spell list, which I'm happy to change a cantrip and like a 1st level spell. I'm not completely sold on. I have like the obvious ones that we should go with. But you guys in the chat, is there any proficiency that we're thinking that we'd want to switch up a little bit that just isn't quite working for you? I'm happy to. Again, I just built most of this myself because it would take so long. I mean, I'm still just vamping, waiting for someone to respond in the chat, because I didn't want to do this for the entire character creation, because I would bash my face against this wall right there. And then the people watching this probably would be bashing their heads too. Barry's with us, seems fine to me. How are the other 2 of you feeling? They're all good. Deception, I know. I know. I was thinking deception, but I went with persuasion instead. They're all good. Deception good, but we'll eventually get jack of all trades. Yeah, I know. I'm sure we'll have the opportunity to persuade or deceive somebody. But did I get insight? I did. I do like insight too. I'm feeling this is pretty decent. But we're a half elf. I don't know if I said that or not. So we have we're kind of like we have some dark vision. We're pseudo immune to some sleep and charm. I got that information. I can pop up right now. We have, and your languages. You guys can help me with the languages. I picked some pretty basic ones. Armor class is 13. We're wearing light armor. We have a 2 initiative. Speed's normal, 10 HP, because our con gave us a +2 bonus. You guys aren't changing that. Here we go. Languages. We've got, I also gave us, it says hand crossbow. I gave us a light crossbow. Whatever. I guess we want a hand crossbow if we get a shield. We have a rapier, which makes sense. Also, we do have a cheat. God dang it, reversed. This is our little cheat sheet. It's a little hard to see where it says Bardic Inspiration. We have 3 of those. But that's just like a real quick just look cheat sheet to help us out with like just our main things. But the languages we have is Common, obviously. Elven, we're half elf. And then I had 2 more. And I picked Abyssal and Celestial. was thinking like primordial. Again, I am happy for you guys to change some of these up, and I can go in and switch it up here later on. But is there anything that you guys are feeling in regards to language that would just be more fun for you? I feel like Abyssal popped up a good bit more as a little bit of min-maxing, but coffee. I am, where are we? I have no idea, Morgan. No clue. It looks, there's a lot of trees. It looks like a small town. It's called the Wolves of Langston. Have I said that yet? I don't know. So I'm assuming we're in kind of a nature-y, like lumberjacky village or something like that. So primordial Sylvan, that is different than Elvish, right? Like, I'm happy to take suggestions on that. And while y'all are thinking of that, I will also put our spells up, which you are welcome to. We don't know any other races. I mean, Dwarven? I'm literally happy with anything. I don't care. I just picked those. Dwarven could be great if that's what you're talking about. And common to the area, I mean. I do not know. I didn't want any spoilers, so I didn't look. We are just wandering into this area. And we'll discover what happens as we go. I mean, I highly doubt that'll be like, we're at a huge, that'd be a kind of a poorly made game. It's like, well, you don't know Infernal, so you just can't do anything. So I think we're pretty good. Our spells. Vicious Mockery, which we gotta have. We're a bard. And then Dancing Lights, that's what I picked. I was like, because it's a light spell, if we do go into a subterranean area, it can provide light for us, even though we do have dark vision, and we could just see. But with Dancing Lights, you can at least form. It's like, do you have magic to like confuse someone? And that's why I wrote right. It said, can make a vague humanoid. It says that in the rules, so it could be some kind of distraction thing. But I don't know. I'm very happy to switch out Dancing Lights. But Vicious Mockery we have to have. And there's a little shorthand right next to it. It's a wisdom save of 13, or you take 1d4 psychic damage, you have a disadvantage on your next attack. That's what that means. I just put very quick little shorthand. I know most of these spells. For those of you who don't know, I'm a professional dungeon master. At one point I was running 5 groups. But I'm just running 1 now, which is great because I'm so busy with just acting work and everything else. Beyond that, possibly message. We have no one to message. That's the problem. Is because to me, I'm like mending, but like I have a video which like one of my favorite videos. It hasn't gotten a lot of traction. It was very early on in my shorts. It's a 1st edition wizard talking to a 5th edition wizard, and they're like, "You have mending. You can do that every 10 minutes. That is your job. You don't need to do anything. You can just fix things." But it wouldn't work in this solo environment where we're relying on ourselves. Along those lines, we have Bardic Inspiration, and you're not supposed to use it on yourself. We're using it on ourselves. It's a solo game. It makes sense that we can like pep talk ourselves up. So I believe maybe the College of Valor eventually lets you cast Bardic Inspiration on yourself. So we can cast it on ourselves. It is possible we may meet like a little NPC that we like have to tote around with us, and they can give it to us. So do you guys like message? I see yep. I don't know what that's in response to yep. But and then for our first level, Healing Word, which what are the rules for sleep? I'm getting to those right now, Morgan. Healing Word, we gotta have. That is like one of the best spells in the game. It is a bonus action, and that is a reason I chose Bard, is because like we have some damage spells. We're pretty decent with weapons. We have a decent HP. We can heal ourselves. So Healing Word, 100%. Thunder Wave, that's the 15-foot cube around you. Everyone is, if they fail, 2d8 damage, and they're pushed back, so it's like our area of effect, and they're pushed back 10 feet, and that's a pretty good spell. Sleep. That is, it's 90-foot range. You can center it wherever you want within 20 feet, and then you roll 5d8. Yeah, Thunder Wave's good. Sleep is the one that I'm kind of like, I don't know. So you roll 5d8? 5d8, and you just kind of knock out anyone that's under that hit point value, starting with the lowest. That's the one I'm iffy on. We need Dissonant Whispers is... So a joke in an old group, Barry may remember this. We had a bard, his name was Kale Stromgold. And when he would do Dissonant Whispers, we would play or just sing from Careless Whisper. And I wanted to make a little jingle thing, like these little stupid things I got. Like little bicycle or stuff like that. But of Careless Whisper, but I thought I could get flagged for copyright, so I didn't do that. But yeah, what are we feeling? Are we okay with sleep? That one I feel like eventually just loses its oomph completely. So that's the only one that I'm a little kind of like meh on. Well, besides Dancing Lights as well. So Dancing Lights and Sleep, those are the two that I'm a little iffy on. And we can figure it out as we go, or if you all want, I'm happy to retcon it for our second session tonight and say, you know what, let's do this one. It's like, great, that's fine. None of this is set in stone. I forced all this stuff upon you, and that's where we are. Up in the top left, at least for me, gosh, it's so weird. I'm pointing to the right. Sleep is probably fine for now. Yeah. AC 13, initiative 2, hit points 10. Our spell save DC is 13. Spell attack bonus is 5. We have 150 gold. If not sleep, willing to consider something. Ooh, like comprehend languages. That's pretty good, Barry. How are you guys feeling about that? That's pretty good, Bear. Because we don't have... Or is there like a detect magic? Again, Barry and I are like old school D&D where things were much more difficult, like identify and detect magic and stuff like that. I mean, Morgan, you were pretty upset about what language should we have. Comprehend languages would help. Detect magic is one I was considering. Yeah. That may be... And that's a first level spell, or is that a cantrip, detect magic? I honestly can't remember. But we do have 2 first level spells. Our rapier and our crossbow do the same exact damage and the same exact 2 hit, which is 1d8 plus 2, and it's a plus 4 to hit. That's pretty good. So again, we're a pretty well-rounded character. They're both first level butts. Yeah, maybe we should choose. I don't know. I guess I'll put it in the chat. Chat, it's up to you. It's between detect magic, sleep, or comprehend languages. I feel like Healing Word, Thunderwave, and Dissonant Whispers are set. And then we also do have the cantrip of what our magic cantrip is. But maybe we should... I don't want to get in the adventure, and it's like, if you have detect magic, or if you have comprehend languages, like, I don't want to cheat the game. So what are y'all feeling? I know you guys are deferring. Storm Phoenix, what's up? Says detect magic. Okay, let's do detect magic. It looks like detect magic. Thanks, Storm. So good. We're all good with that. And keep looking up the cantrip. Again, light may be helpful, but we have torches. We have infravision, or dark vision, or whatever the heck it's called in 5th edition. Yeah, keep thinking about those, and let's get rocking. Again, we've only got like an hour to go here, but I've heard this is very well written, and I'm glad you all are here. Also on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm doing the Valley of Bones, which is book 1 of the Shattered Kingdoms. I cannot ever remember the title of the opus. Go away. Okay, let's see what we got. And yeah, just let me know how y'all are feeling in regards to that cantrip, and I'll change all this here for next session, unless I get all screwed up shaving. Cool. Albertsons wrote me something that seemed really important. Thanks, Albertsons, which I don't think is in this area. Okay, let's go. Obvious Mimic, that is the name of this company. Again, they're kickstarting something about like Port Noir or something like that, which sounds kind of fun. Solo adventure, the goal, what you'll need: character, set of dice, and this book. Check. This is this is where you can do their Patreon and stuff like that. Just trying to give them a good shout out. I've heard so many good things about this, and I've never played it at all. This is telling us basically how to play the game. We know. Combat. We'll see how this works. I mean, hopefully their start 40 feet away from you and then charge you. It could also be, I was thinking of setting up a map and making you guys be the character, and like I'm almost like DMing the encounter, and I just, because as you can see here, I have the stat blocks of Buttercup, and which is fun, and like maybe I'm just the DM against you. We'll just see how that works. Okay, taking actions outside the story, like healing, I'm assuming guidance, blah blah blah. Oh, keep thinking of that cantrip, folks. Dancing lights seems good. It feels like, do you have light? But again, we have torches. We have a entertainer's pack. I don't know. I don't know if that's even going to come into play. Okay. Let's go. Ooh, I'm excited. I love games. And thank you so much for playing with me. Let's do this. And this is where I stumble over every word. Take this out so I don't hear myself. After a long day on the road, you crest a hill and see the lights of a town. According to maps and helpful locals you've consulted, well, this must be Langston. Though the last blush of sunset still colors the sky to the west, lamplight is already visible at the gates and in the streets. In the dim twilight, you can clearly see that the dirt road you've been traveling transitions to cobblestones, and a simple stone wall rings the town. Even from this distance, you can see the timber-framed walls of the buildings in town are well-maintained with fresh whitewash that glow golden in the lamplight. It's a beautiful little town, a prosperous trading hub nestled among the fertile farmland and old-growth forest you've spent the last few days traversing. The stars are just starting to emerge as the lone howl of a wolf splits the silence off somewhere in the woods. A chorus of responding howls take up the call, some uncomfortably close, and getting closer. You pick up your pace to put more distance between you and the wilderness in the hope of a soft bed, a hot meal, and some work for an enterprising adventurer. A town as prosperous as Langston looks like a good place to earn some coin and achieve some glory. Maybe all three at once, as so long as you're not eaten by the wolves between here and there. Time for a perception check! Roll a perception check. We're pretty decent at perception. I will pop up that skill. Where's the overlay for it? So Barry, you are first. You can go ahead and roll the... no, excuse me. Morgan was first. Morgan was first. Sorry, Morgan. Roll a 1d20, and I will see what we're adding to it. I think it's like a 5 or something like that. Let's see where we were. Where was that overlay button? Is this the overlay button? Nope. So switcher, I don't want my switcher. Overlays, here we go. Morgan! I don't think that's gonna be enough, but let's see here. Perception is a 5. Ooh, it's a 3. Oh, because it's wisdom based. So it's a 3, so we only got an 8. Wompity womp womp womp. Starting off great. Who cares? It's wolves, we know that. Oh, it was a 10. We still failed. I'm so used to everything just being a flat 15 to begin with, but it was actually a 10. We failed. Go to 11. Morgan. Oh, here's the, I don't know if in the chat if you can see it or not, but here's the town. That's where, so it's a bigger town than I was expecting. So let's go to 11. Boom. You continue down the road, a growing sense of dread in the pit of your stomach. Looking around you, you see nothing in the trees or undergrowth on either side of the road, even though you feel like you should. It's like the beginning of Curse of Strahd with the wolves chasing us. You stop walking, pausing to listen to the dark woods around you. Without the sound of your footsteps, you can now hear a low rumbling growl, an excited panting coming from around you. All around you. A large but scruffy wolf pads into the road in front of you, moonlight shining in its gray fur. Half a dozen more of the beasts step into view, sizing you up. Uh-oh. You're surrounded by a pack of hungry wolves. Your odds aren't good, but at least you can go down fighting. Well, that's not how this is going to end. Could you imagine if that was it? It's like you failed a perception check, you lose. Whoops. I can just hyperlink this. Why didn't I do that? Where were we? Boink. That's easier. You square up to defend yourself as the pack of hungry wolves. Why should I change the music to something more dramatic? Let's get the some like battle sounds or something. You square up to defend yourself as the pack of hungry wolves starts to circle and looking for an opening to attack. There are at least 10 of them, and something tells you there are more waiting in the darkness of the trees. This doesn't sound very fighting. I didn't have time to edit this soundtrack very much. It looks like an early end to your adventuring career, but you're determined not to give up without a fight. You're just about to unleash your attack by viciously mocking them and go down. Actually, it'd probably be Thunderwave. And go down fighting when you hear a bellow behind you on the road. Maybe that kind of bellow, we'll find out. You turn around and see a bald dwarf. We should have known Dwarven, you were right. Dressed in a rough spun clothes and animal hides, pointing at you from the top of a rise in the road, or maybe past you. Moonlight shines off the skin of his head. His face is lit by small balls of fire dancing in the air over his outstretched arms. Does he know dancing lights? "Oh, no, you don't," he yells, the flames flaring with his emotions. "Get back, you lot!" He's vaguely Cockney. The wolves immediately tuck their tails between their legs and lay their ears down flat. The apparent leader looks at you and whines. "Not a chance," the dwarf scoffs. "Go on. Now, get." Now he's southern. The wolves slink quietly back into the woods, and you realize you are still poised to attack. The dwarf doesn't seem to notice as he approaches. He eyes you up and down. The silence between you stretches. Yeah, dwarves are Scottish, right? Yeah, I don't know why they're Scottish. They should be. That's just a weird. I almost made a video about that they're always Scottish. And honestly, I can't do a Scottish accent well. Until it breaks with a massive sneeze. "Sorry, you all right?" he asked with a lopsided smile and a sniffle. The dwarves, at least according to Tolkien, were more kind of like Norse. They had like a more of a Norse mythology background, so they should be kind of more Norwegian. He asked with a lopsided smile and a sniffle. "Didn't have a chance to get a piece off you, did they?" You let him know that you're all in one piece, and you thank him for his intervention. All right, go to 4. "Well, then lucky for you I was here," he says with a wide grin and slaps on the back, hard enough to throw you off your balance. Yeah, I'm a half-elf, settle down. He opens his mouth to speak again, but nothing comes out until he unleashes a sneeze that makes his beard bristle. You wait for him to regain his composure. Well, you must be hungry then. Go on straight down this road and you'll find the town of Langston. Yeah, we know. Find the Pickled Inn, and if anyone asks you, tell him Roy Sunderhammer sent you. That's a cool name. I'm writing that down. Roy Sunderhammer. Sunderhammer's that's a good dwarf name. I like that. Right. You stammer out a thank you, despite the adrenaline coursing through you. "Oh, think nothing of it. I'm on my way there myself. Funeral, you see. Oh, he's a druid. Cool. Doing my druidic duty to the circle of life and, all that." He guffaws, as if he just told you a joke. "But before I do that, I'm going to have a bit of chat with these naughty pups. They should know better." Okay. Oh, and there he is. I like him. He's fun, and he's a druid. That's fun. I don't know. I appreciate them kind of doing something a little out of the norm. Before you have the chance to respond, the dwarf lopes off toward the woods with a surprising, graceful gait, given his stocky build. Between the darkness and another night on the road, or a hot meal and a soft mattress, it's hardly ever even a decision to head towards the lights of Langston. Go to 1. Okay. Oh, this is also in chapters, so there's like I think it's like 6 chapters and then an epilogue chapter, so like 7. So it's like very easy to find good stopping points. Okay. Your hopes for a meal and friendly conversation are dashed. Oh. There goes our charisma. With what you find in the marketplace. More specifically, you're disappointed with what you don't find. Where's the pickled hen or whatever? It's empty. Filled only with Oh, let's get that music off. Let's get the suspense music on. I can't even hear the music, so I have no idea what you're listening to. It could be like Bob Marley for all I know. More specifically, you're disappointed with what you don't find. It's empty. Filled only with a mournful hush. Street vendors are closed, windows shuttered. Lamplighters have still passed through to fill the square with warm pools of light, but everything feels muted under the weight of an oppressive sadness. Crap, we are in Barovia. You're looking around for anyone, when a solitary figure in a white robe bustles out from a side street, nearly dropping a sheaf of papers. What a nerd. The robe's hood is down. Ooh, here we go. There, yeah. This is my bathrobe. So you can see that it's a young human woman with light blonde hair. Okay, I'm very off for this. Her robe bears a sunburst motif. Ooh, the Morning Lord? around the neck, and the collar it is a similar symbol made of a gold hangs from around her neck. No, it said neck twice. This appears to be a sun cleric. Call out to the cleric or follow her down the empty streets like a sketchy person. So here's our first choice. Are we calling out to the cleric, of Lathander or Apollo or whoever this is, or Sol? I think that was the Nordic one. Yeah, it was. So are we calling out? Call out. That makes a lot of sense. I'm assuming we're handsome. I don't even know what gender our characters present as. That can be up to us. But I was thinking of her name, Novel Airhawk, and that's because, call out, see if we can server safe. I actually, in 2nd edition, made, which I never played, a Bard Ranger, because I wanted to make the epitome of Jack of all trades that could do kind of everything, and that was their name. So right now our name is Novel. We can change that. I don't care what gender we are. Let's call out to the cleric, which makes perfect sense. So 27. Go find the right page here. 27. The cleric jolts and turns, and you see a moment of fear as her hand reflexively snaps to her holy symbol. She looks either way down the empty streets before breaking out into a wide, kind smile as she approaches. Hello, and welcome, she says in a high voice and bright. Can I help you with something, traveler? You ask her where she's going in such a hurry. I'm on my way to perform a young woman's last rites, she says, her kind smile still fixed to her lips. Oh, such a sad day. You ask if she is on her way to the Pickled Hen. I am, she says with growing uncertainty. Did you know the deceased? You say that you do not, but someone named Roy suggested that you go to the Pickled Hen for lodging. Oh, yes, of course, she says with a sigh. A truly good dwarf, Roy. The funeral will be starting soon, and I must be on my way, but I can show you the way if you like. She walks you beside you in silence, occasionally consulting the sheets in her hands and reading it to herself. After a few moments of awkwardly accompanying the young cleric, she shows you the inn, whose sign says The Pickled Hen. The cleric absentmindedly opens the door and steps into the tavern at the ground floor, having clearly forgotten you're even there. She closes it behind her. Oh, that's cool. Go into the tavern, or look into the tavern window. Are we doing some voyeur stuff, or are we just gonna saunter on in? So, yeah, that's it. That's up, chat. And I think there's at least 3 of you responding, it seems. So, oh, we got a window. Okay. So whenever I see just 2 of the same answer, that's what we're gonna do. We got a window. She closed the door on us. That is true. She also sings like a dingbat, but. So what are we feeling here? We got one vote for window. How's Storm and how's Morgan feeling? Yeah, I can't do that Scottish accent. I'm still looking at the, yeah, can't do it. It becomes Irish or Cockney or like a pirate. Window then, if there's a funeral. Oh, yeah, is a funeral in here? Okay, yeah, let's do the window. So let's go to 19. Boink. You find a window to peer into and see a packed room. Oh, yeah, you're right. It's almost impossible to guess how many people are inside, but it's at least 100. Oh, wow, this is a big town. I was thinking it's like a little logging village of like 30. People seem to be speaking quietly to one another, though everyone seems to have a drink in their hand. You, a prowler? Asks a timid voice. You spin. Well, we failed our stealth check. You spin on a young barmaid who seems to be throwing away some food scraps. She jumps more than you did as fear pinches her face. I thought it said, as you pinch her face. It's like, well, that's kind of bold. You answer that you're a traveler and an adventurer. Well, then you should probably go in, she says with a small smile. The mayor will want a word with you after the service, and the folks of Langston they're a nice bunch, even in the face of just so much grief. In life, Maybelline, she was the nicest person that you would ever meet. She'd want everyone welcome at her funeral. Come on in. You follow the barmaid into the tavern. All right, well, there we go. Well, we found out it's from Maybelline. Maybe it's Maybelline. Maybe she's born with it. Okay, 34. No one's going to get that reference. The tavern is nearly full to capacity of townspeople milling about, speaking quietly to one another. The hum lacks the boisterous outbursts of laughter or shouts you normally associate with taverns this crowded, and the answer quickly becomes apparent why. At one end of the common room, There's a closed casket on a table amidst what looks like hundreds of flower arrangements. A musician, ooh, I don't like that musician, is strumming a lyre in a sad tune off in the corner. I feel like we should just make a performance check and kick him out. As you are looking around, an older man is arguing with a huge half-orc woman. Okay, so we got some a little bit of diversity here. With an impressive collection of battle scars and a suit tailored in a typical nobleman's style. Seeing you, the man grimaces and sways over to you. He reeks of ale and spirits, and his face sags in habitual sadness, but his eyes glitter with both tears and an unexpected rage. I don't know you, he says, slurs, stabbing a blunt finger in the air between you. Was it you? Did you do this? What else have you done? A few heads nearby turn as he throws his hands up into a fighting stance and starts bobbing unsteadily. The half-orc crosses her arms and watches the both of you carefully. You're at a funeral in a strange town, so violence is not an option. You can try to persuade him to leave you alone or intimidate him into backing down. I think it is you are up, Barry, so you can choose. We got Persuade or Intimidate. I will bring our stats up. I'm quite sure Persuade is much bigger than our Intimidate. In the new, in the 2024 D&D is, I always use the house rule strength can go into your Intimidation, because there's just not much things to do with strength, but yeah, Persuade. Barry, go ahead and roll it. We have 5 in it. We are already not very perceptive. Let's see if we're persuasive or not. You can try to persuade him. Oh, I guess we should go to 41 and see what happens first. It's probably just going to tell us what to do, but I guess it didn't want to give away the DCs or something like that. But we got the roll, which was a... Seriously, Barry? You rolled a 5? Yeah, he didn't do better than you. Sorry, I'm just moving some stuff around here. So we got a 5. Boo. Okay, so we're not incredibly persuasive. But we have a +5 though, right? So that may be a 10. All right, let's see what happened here. Leave you alone. 41. We need a 12. Whoops. You raise your open hands and assure the man calmly that there is some kind of mistake. There is no need to fight, and certainly no need to rain on such a somber event. Roll a persuasion check. If you get 12, we didn't. If you get under 12, go to 36. Uh-oh. We're just making friends and seeing things here, folks. So, okay. If you get under, go to 36. Okay. Ooh, who's that? Is that our little priest friend? Oh, is she gonna intervene because we stink? Don't you dare take that tone with me, vagabond, he snarls and takes a swing. But the blow is intercepted by the green-skinned hand of the half-orc. Thank you, in the suit. Her large hand is crisscrossed with scars and easily engulfs the man's fist. Enough, she says. It's time to go. Yeah, sure, Tanya, he says. Oh, that's the mayor. Cool. Mayor Anthem. Bye. The drunk slinks unsteadily out the door and leaves the tavern. You're about to say that you could have handled him on your own when you see the half-orc's hard stare. I think we could have. Actually, with the way we're rolling, which is 5s, probably not. Okay, go to 44. The female half-orc in the tailored suit looks at you, eyes scanning up and down. I am Tanya... Oh, wait, this is the half-orc. I am Tanya Anathram. Okay. I am Tanya Anathram, mayor of Langston, she says with a nod. Her common heavily accented with a guttural orcish twang. I don't know what a guttural orcish... It's been... They all just sound... when I do this, they all sound like, they took our gerbs! I may have a use for you. Please stay for the funeral. I will speak to you after. You try to reply, but she is already walking away as the ceremony begins. Okay, we're just kind of stuck just seeing what's happening here. All right, ceremony. Let's go. A middle-aged human couple gets up and introduces themselves as Maybelline's parents. Or maybe they're not. Though from the murmur of sympathy coming from the crowd, they seem well known. Thank you so much for coming out to say goodbye to our darling girl with us, the mother says. She was a ray of sunshine in our lives from the beginning, and we can see that she touched the lives of many of you as well. She was relentlessly kind, generous and patient, and we will all miss her dearly. The father of the deceased clears his throat, his eyes glassy. We are grateful for the people of Langston. We made our daughter's life a joy. You made our daughter's life a joy, and you're making her loss more bearable, but we will not be seeing you for some time. A murmur runs through the crowd, but he holds up his hands for quiet. Every brick and blade of grass in this town reminds us of what we have lost. Every time we see your kind faces, we will only see the torn and broken body of our treasured daughter. So we will leave and trust our capable mayor to bring the killer to justice. We will keep our peace at home, where we feel the closest to our daughter's memories, but we pray you bring the killer to swift justice. As he speaks, heads in the crowd turn to the mayor, who just nod to the citizenry. When you turn your attention to the grieving parents, the father's cheeks are wet with tears, but his teeth are gritted in a mute rage. Laying a gentle hand on her husband's arm, the deceased's mother speaks up. "But we are not the only ones to suffer a loss," she says in a cracking voice. "We had Maybelline for her whole life. The love of her life was cheated out of the rest of it. Tomlin, darling, we'd love it if you could say a few words." The parents of the dead woman step aside, and her fiancé takes the place at the podium. We're getting a lot of backstory here. Let's see what we got here. Go to 32. Skadoosh. Oh, ooh, Tomlin's a handsome devil. Maybe he is a devil. The man identified as Tomlin is dressed simply, and he clutches a bunch of flowers tightly in one hand. He takes a moment, looking out over the crowd, visibly holding back tears. "Thank you all so much for coming today," he says. "We are gathered to remember the beautiful, shining light that was my bride-to-be. Before growing to love her, I never thought I was the marrying kind. Now it seems more like fate than a choice." Why does he have a potion floating in his hand? Does that mean that the wolf, in caps, is back on the prowl? Whispers one man near you to a friend. "Lock up your sisters and daughters. And wives," the friend replies with a snigger. Oh, with a snigger. Okay, weird. Both are hushed by a woman who seem to be their wives, both women sharing embarrassed glances. Others nearby in the crowd look over at the pair of would-be comedians with glares and mouthed insults. Oh, okay. Something weird's going on here. "My darling wife-to-be was a simple soul," he says. Her favorite flowers were daisies. She liked the color lavender. Anything made of silk was the height of sophistication. Despite Tomlin's grief, the two men are still whispering lewdly and sniggering. Well, I guess you guys could choose if you just punch him in the face. The women are seated beside the would-be comedians, glare at them, and exchange exasperated looks with one another, oblivious to what was happening in front of you. Tomlin closes his eyes to collect himself with a sigh before continuing. "To put it simply, Maybelline's death has torn a hole in my life that cannot be filled, but I will try. Work will help, I'm sure, and giving back to all of you have done so much for me, especially in these dark times. I can only try to repay your kindness. I do. I love all of you, and you are all welcome at my home, anytime." The audience applauds respectfully and murmurs condolences. Right away, however, something seems odd about the situation. What is wrong with those guys, says Morgan. Read the room. Here we go. Something seems odd about the situation, you think? You can do an investigation, or insight. Okay, Storm, you are up, buddy. If let's see what you got here. Our stats, we have I guess you can choose, or the group can choose, and then you can roll whatever comes first. And but we have, I'm going to move this here, so the color's going to slightly change in the background, but I don't care. We have, to our investigation, we have a +2. To our insight, we should be better. Okay, not too much. +3. So that's up to, ooh, 13. I guess the question is, where are we putting that 13? Are we going into insight or investigation? Whatever comes first, 2 people vote, or a Storm, we can take what you want. So this is our first. This has got to be a success. It's at least a 15, regardless of which one we choose. Where do you want that one, Storm? Do you want to put that into investigation or into insight? So investigation, obviously, like picking up clues, like kind of solving, kind of like library use in Cthulhu, just like putting together some pieces of information. And insight is reading people, in case you didn't know. Insight, let's do it. Let's read these people. Okay, so insight, go to 46. Okay, which we already rolled. People are behaving oddly, but you're not quite sure what is odd about them. Roll insight. Haha. Who? Oh, is that the mayor? I'm gonna scroll down a bit. Nah, the mayor's pretty cool looking. They're really dressed up. Jeez, this town is much nicer than I thought. Okay, but nonetheless, that's the mayor. Started with a T, I think. Okay, we got this one. Good job, Storm. We got it. That's our first success. If you got 10 or more, go to 29. Gain inspiration. Ooh, I'm going to write that down. We have inspiration. So that is a reroll, basically. I'm going to write that down real quick just so I remember we have it. Oh, it's very small, though. Inspiration, exclamation point. It's very small, but I'm going to try to... I'll put it right here. Inspiration. Let's see if I can get bigger. Inspiration. I'll make it red. Inspiration. There we go. Now we got inspiration. Okay. We gain inspiration. Let's get rid of this, and then I shall read. Go away, stats. Though Tomlin's grief and sadness are almost certainly genuine, there's an element of relief, maybe even excitement from him. Did he get, like, her dowry or something? And a number of women attending the service. Ooh, you scamp. What's going on here? And a number of... I need to stop ad-libbing. And a number of women attending the service whispered amongst each other with genuine, if even fleeting, smiles. And the angry wives shared embarrassment, carried an undercurrent of something more focused, as if confirming their husbands' jokes with a secret shared hope that Tomlin really would turn his attention to the bored wives of Langston. You rogue. Though there are layers of complexity here, you will have to investigate another time, as the next speaker is replacing Tomlin. This one is a familiar red-bearded dwarf. Oh, it's our buddy. This guy better not be a beehole. I like Shadowhammer or Roy, whatever his name is. Go to 13. All right. So we're apparently meeting a very large cast of characters right now, and this is a long passage. So thought we'd do a little bit more fighting and whatnot, so that maybe save for the next episode, but let's keep going. Again, I'm happy to have story and backstory. I'm just wasn't expecting to read this much. But again, this is for one person to sit down and read. Okay, let's read. The dwarf is dressed in hides and homespun cloth, while his face and beard seem struggling to break free from the leather cords he's used to style them. He's clean now, but something in the dwarf's demeanor suggests that in this version, this is his version of dressing up. Well, he was just, this was our Cockney guy, right? Welcome, people of Langston, he says with a warm smile that makes his eyes sparkle. As sad as I am to see Maybelline returning to Earth, who knows where this accent's going, I want to remind Langston to choose life. As you all know, I'm grateful my circle assigned me to Langston. There's a murmur of assent in the crowd and a few raised glasses, and you have all made it so easy for me. Oh, he's speaking now. And you've all made it so easy for me. You've respected the forest and its inhabitants, and in return, I have been happy to act as both spiritual counselor, okay, start with this accent, and guiding hand for the forces of nature around us. I join you in grieving the loss of a wonderful member of this community, and I hope that you will join me in welcoming her back into the cycle of life. He mutters a spell as his hands begin to radiate a faint green glow, but is interrupted by a sneezing fit. He's got a little sniffle here. After which his beard and hair thicken and stand on end. He smooths his hair and regains his composure. Excuse me, he says in a deep growl in his voice. He clears his throat and completes the spell, causing a splash of extraordinarily bright wildflowers, oh, okay, that wasn't too exciting, to bloom on the dais on which the casket rests. He nods in approval at his own work, before turning to the crowd, raising a glass and smiling Broadway. You know why I said Broadway? Because I saw two life. In my head, Barry knows what I was thinking of. I was thinking of L'chaim, to life, from Fiddler on the Roof, which Barry and I did together. So that's why I said Broadway. smiling broadly. To life. To Laser Wolf to Tevye, okay. He drinks down his drink along with the others in the crowd, but you're more interested in the strange reaction the local druid had to the sneezing fit. You can try either Arcana, which we're not good at, Perception, which we are proficient in, to better understand what you've seen. Oh, okay, and we are back to you, Morgan. If anyone, yeah, it just seems like it's 3 of you. Let me pull these stats back up. Which one do you want to try here? Our Arcana is 0. And our Perception is 3. Which one you feeling there, Morgan? This one's on you. All right, we're meeting a lot of peeps here. I hope someone's taking notes. I'm not. I did write down that guy's name because it was cool. Roy Sunderhammer. Yeah, it's like Morgan. You're just getting worse. Which one were you rolling? I didn't see, but which roll did you just fail? I guess should be the question. For Pete's sake, I know we sure were rolling pretty high when you don't want to be in that Cthulhu game. Now we're rolling really low in the D&D game. Which one which roll do you want to fail? Arcana or Perception? Which one's? We do have Inspiration. We could spend an Inspiration and try to get that reroll if you want. That may be for the group chat, but I think you can only have one. You can only have one Inspiration. I feel like in Baldur's Gate 3, the video game, you can have like 3 or 4 or 5, but I think you only get one. I'm such a bad DM. I never pass out Inspiration. I have a new house rule I put in. At the end of every session, you get an Inspiration. Unless you level up. If you level up, you don't get Inspiration. It's just something just to make people spend it. 'Cause I have good players, and I would give them Inspiration, but I just always forget to. So yeah, Morgan, which roll did you fail there? And then we'll move to that passage, and we can see what we didn't see, I guess. Let's see here. Morgan. What have you got there? What did you fail? And then we're probably going to stop at the end of this chapter. I'm assuming it may just end after this funeral. But let's see here. What do we got? I'm waiting for Morgan to tell us. Maybe there's a delay. I have this on ultra low latency. There shouldn't be that much of a delay. But I may just choose for her because I've been vamping now for about a minute, and that gets obnoxious. For me, and probably for you, if anyone's ever watching this. I'm gonna pick one. Let's do Perception, because that's what we were best at. So let's go to 14. Okay, 14. You focus your senses on the bushy-haired druid, especially those odd changes that occurred during his sneezing fit. Obviously, he is well-liked, but there's more to it than that. Before you can figure it out, a red-bearded dwarf takes over from the grieving fiancé. Go to 13. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Go to 13. Misread. What? Did I read the wrong one? Hold up. Wait, what happened? What are you saying, Barry? Misread? Hold up. Go back to 14. Okay. You focus your senses on the bushy-haired druid, especially the odd changes. No, you just got through now, Morgan. Sometimes, I'm still on 14. Sometimes, Barry, the top of the next column. Oh, crap. Thank you so much, Barry. I jumped down. Thank you. You're totally right. I did misread it. Then jumped. Thank you. Yeah, sometime for whatever reason, Morgan, maybe it's when I feel like to try to prevent you from spamming, you have to give it a little bit of a break before you respond, before you do. But Barry just responded a lot. But yeah, you are going through now. That's on YouTube. That's apparently just a chat thing, unfortunately. I wish there's a better way to deal with that. But yeah, we are getting through now. I got that already getting through. And Barry, 100% right. Thank you. That's why I keep you around. Let's try this again. You focus your senses on the bushy-haired druid, especially those odd changes that occurred during his sneezing fit. Top of the page. Thank you. Roll. Oh, okay. Roll a perception check. If you get... Okay, that is Barry. You're rolling a perception check. Yeah, I'm sure you were, Morgan. It's again, it's just YouTube. It just does that sometimes at chat. Like, I've heard people complain about that before. So, Barry, make a perception check. It looks like it's giving us another chance. That looks like an 18. That is going to be a success. We don't need to see what our modifier is, which I think was a 3. So, roll perception. If you get 10 or higher, 42. Let's do it. Oh, okay. We gained inspiration. Can we use it? Again, by D&D standards, we should only have 1 point of inspiration. So it looks like it's giving out inspiration like candy. So we should keep that in mind. The druid's face and nose seem unusually red, but the dwarf doesn't seem to be drunk. With the sneezing and the hoarse voice, it seems likely that he's feeling unwell. Well, yeah. It doesn't seem to have affected his energy level, however. Whatever's affecting him clearly triggered some kind of change. Though it was incredibly quick, you did notice that as the druid sneezed, his ears and nose lengthened, and even his build changed momentarily. To you, it looks more canine, almost wolf-like, for a split second. Before you can scrutinize the dwarven druid further, an adult human female in the white robes of a sun cleric and unassuming demeanor approaches the crowd. Well, yeah, we know this person. I should just not roll today. Storm, you're on deck, by the way, for our next roll. Go to 39. All right. Though you met her in the street, the young sun cleric seems like a different person behind you. Is she a wolf? Behind the podium, excuse me. She speaks clearer and stands up straighter. She seems possessed of a confidence you didn't get from the same sweet but a little scattered young woman you met on your way to the Pickled Hen. Most of you, she's more confident. Most of you from town know me, but I see some unfamiliar faces, she says. Oh man, how do you say this name? I am, Sol, like sun. I am Solan, I'll just say Solan, that would sound like salami. Selene. I don't know, Selene. A member of the Radiant Order and custodian of Langston's Eastern Temple. May the light guide you. Several people reflexively respond with, and you. Ooh, this is very Valaki. All will be well. All will be well. They make a salutation of the right hand, touching the heart and then moving in an arc overhead, remind you of the sun rising and setting overhead. That's nice. Given the cleric's youth, it's obvious her order has a long history in this town. Though we are in the dark shadows cast by our loss, she continues, the sun will shine forever on Maybelline, as her presence was a bright, shining light to all of us. I did not know Maybelline well in life, but it is clear that she has touched the lives of everyone here in this room. Oh, there she is. Okay. We're half elf. Maybe a little... We'll see. She looks directly at Tomlin, and smiles kindly. And my heart goes out to you, especially, Tomlin. Know that my door is always open to you. And then she leads the service in a hymn she introduces as coming from Rathakanar book of funerary rites. I guess Rathakanar book of oh my god. Who cares? It's a book. It seems that no one in the audience knows it, or can know how to pronounce it. But she sings anyway, which I will not do, in a high, sweet voice, and the crowd labors to keep up with her. She's a little up-tempo. The song. As we guard the light with you and drive the shadows away, the radiant sword of your heart, the evils of darkness slay. Though you're gone from our sight, in our heart of hearts remain. Rest well in the light of the sun, in the shield of our faith sustain. Though the cleric appears to be earnest and sincere, the difference between the woman you met outside and the one... Are these all like doppelgangers? And the woman you met... the difference between the woman you met outside and the one standing before you now is stark. You may opt to roll either a religion check or insight check. I believe our insight is higher, and remember, we do have inspiration. That can be kind of up in the chat. Summary so far. Sunderhammer ordered the wolves away earlier. Women are possibly charmed by the wolf. Women are affected by Tomlin. Sunderhammer seems to reveal wolf qualities when using magic. Yeah, that's a pretty good summary, Bear. There's another 18. Okay. So were we doing religion or insight on that one? Let us know which one you're feeling, because that was obviously a success in regards to what we're feeling here with our young didn't likely roll. Good summary. 1 choose skill 2. Okay, insight. Okay, let's do it. Insight. 43. It's on this page. Easy enough. The cleric's role as a spiritual leader clashes with the shy demeanor she displayed earlier, so you consider what may actually be motivating her. Oh man, we gotta make another. Roll an insight check. Wait, oh wait, we've already done that. Sorry, I was like, we just did that. Oh, I may have screwed up earlier. So when we did the 2 perception checks in a roll or whatever, I may have jumped. Who cares? Roll an insight check. If you get 10 or more, which you did, go to 45. I'm just going to scroll to it. I can't remember how I said her name now. Selene? Selene. I keep wanting to say salami, which could be fun too. Selene seems distracted as she delivers her prayers. Her gaze drifts towards Tomlin as she speaks, often lingering longer. What is up with Tomlin? Is he like sorcering all these people? Is he like an incubus or something? Her gaze drifts towards Tomlin as she speaks, often lingering longer than on any of the others in the crowd. And at least once, when she addresses him directly, the handsome herbalist's face registers warmth, familiarity, and something else you can't quite figure out in the fleeting moment. There's a lot more to unpack in how she's speaking and acting, especially as it relates to the aggrieved fiancé. But it's only the slightest hint of what she might be going through beneath the veneer of a spiritual leader. The mayor looms behind Salami for a moment before the cleric notices and retreats from the front of the crowd. Go to 25. Okay. What is going on here? What is going on here? As Salami, I'm just going to call her Salami, recedes into the background, the half-orc mayor stands rigid with her hands clasped behind her back. She cuts a powerful figure with her broad shoulders and battle scars, but she maintains an air of sophistication and a well-made suit in the style of nobility. An enormous mastiff, is that Buttercup? Pads up to her side, and sits beside her, remaining equally still. Though her heritage stands out to you in the mostly human town of Langston, no one else seems to notice. It is Buttercup. Sit, Buttercup, she says to the dog in a heavy accent, whatever that accent is. The mastiff immediately seats itself at her side. The mayor returns her attention to the crowd of attendees. Who's speaking? Tanya Anathram was a soldier before she was your mayor. She's talking about herself in, like, third person? Tanya Anathram was a soldier before she was your mayor, she begins, laying a hand over her heart. Langston welcomed me, gave me a place to heal after the Battle of 3 Rivers. There I fought to defend the people from a barbarian horde, and I will protect the people of Langston. She looks out into the crowd, moving just her eyes as the rest of her remains perfectly still. Her huge dog could be a statue for all it moves. There is a killer out there in the darkness, she says, and her eyes lock on yours. Hi. We do not know what it is, but it took one of our citizens under my protection. We will find whatever took this life and end the threat. This is my promise to you. A ripple of soft applause and angry muttering sweeps through the crowd. The dog's head tracks both sounds for a moment before glancing at the mayor returning to its vigil. Is it down here? Oh, that's just a dog. There's Buttercup. My little Buttercup. She stands to address the family of the deceased. This is a long funeral sequence. I'm sorry for your loss, she says, and then steps away from the casket and starts making her way through the crowd towards you. As she makes her way, Morgan, I think you're on deck to fail this roll. As she makes her way towards where you're standing, you can either make a history. This is the one I was complaining about earlier we didn't have, or animal handling, which we do have wisdom, and I think that's wisdom-based. Let's see here. We have, first you should say which one you're doing, and then we can jump to that passage, because I did screw up earlier and gave us a roll we actually did fail. But who cares? So which one are you feeling here? I think this is, hey, can't stay today as I got something. Great. Hey, Whitehawk, what's up, dude? I pinned your comment, so thank you so much. That was a good idea. I pinned your comment. Hi, Whitehawk. Good to see you. We're doing again at 6 PST tonight, but join if you can. If not, hopefully see you Tuesday, buddy. Thanks for the cameo. Wisdom or int better. You can see right there. I think, again, Morgan, you're up. We have history is 0 and animal handling is 1. So it's kind of a toss-up because one could be like a DC of 15, one could be DC of 10. We just don't know. So whatever one you're feeling, and again, you may have that silly delay, which I don't know. I could just vamp. Okay, you rolled a 9. Now you got to let me know which one you rolled that for, because we're probably cutting it close with that roll. I'm assuming that probably was for the one that was a +1, which would have been animal handling. But animal handling. Yep. Yay. Read your mind. Okay, let's see what we got. So we have 9, 10. We got a 10. So with that 1. So let's go to 6 and see if a 10 is good enough. Go to 6. Yep. Good job. You got it. A 10. You got that one. Mayor, I'm bad at this name. Anathram. Just Anathram? Mayor Anathram's dog is incredibly impressive in its training. Roll animal handling. You did. If you got a 10 or more, go to 22. Hooray! The Mastiff, and also Baron Vlakovich or whatever, he also had Mastiffs too in Barovia, just saying. The Mastiff currently on the mayor's heels is immaculately trained as a military attack hound. Cool. In other words, the mayor's dog is a trained killer. It's remarkably well trained, but in all likelihood, it has killed before and will kill again. Whether or not it will kill again will depend on whether or not it needs to. Okay. Or is commanded to. Okay. You spare the beast a glance as the mayor approaches you. Go to 30. I'm ready to talk to this mayor and get an info dump. So I'm just going to scroll us down to 30 because it's close. There's the dog. We got to be getting close to the end of this chapter. You are an adventurer, yes? She says to you. When your answer is the affirmative, she continues. Then I suppose you will do. For now. Okay. Between her rumbling, orcish accent and deadpan delivery. Oh, she's deadpan. Okay. It's impossible to tell what she actually thinks of you, but she does make a sweeping gesture towards the bar and then starts off. This stern woman is obviously not one for pleasantries. That's fine. As you follow behind her, she stops to speak to an aproned, balding man you can only assume is the innkeeper, and the town will pay for the investigators. This is dialogue. And the town will pay for the investigator's room and board. This is acceptable? The innkeeper cuts you a glance but nods. Their business concluded, Mayor Anathram returns to you with the key to your room. You ask why she would hire you. I know your type, adventurer, mercenary, hero for hire. It doesn't matter what you call yourself. The people are scared and they need someone. So I'm hiring you. And since you're an outsider, if you fail, it will not reflect badly on the town. You start to thank her, but she cuts you off. I do not yet know you, she says as she holds up a hand. And I may not get time to do so if this killer gets to you next. You're here for the people and for me. As long as you are investigating this young woman's murder, we will pay you for your stay. You will come to this town hall tomorrow, as tonight is not the time to discuss the details of the case. All right. Sleep well. She nods once, though it is unclear whether that's a farewell or an agreement of some kind, and then returns her duties, reassuring the funeral goers. You remain standing dumbfounded for a moment as a figure breaks away from the crowd and moves towards you. It's Tomlin. Oh, he's so dreamy. The village herbalist and fiancé of the deceased. And there's some other things that he is. Well, hello, he says. His eyes are almost entrancingly up. His eyes almost entrancing up so close. I haven't met you yet. How do you know Maybelline? You reply that you just arrived in town today, but that the mayor has requested your help with the investigation. He looks you over and nods as if you passed some sort of assessment. Oh, well, welcome then. Thank you very much for doing this for us. Please, come to my home for whatever you need. No. I need to know what happened to my Maybelline. You bid the grieving man good night, and he gives you a smile that is dazzling despite its sadness. He moves on to speak to the other guests, and you make your way to your room. Go to 26. I'm guessing this is probably the end of our little info dump session. Get the benefits of a long rest. Don't need it. You wake up in a soft bed to a hot breakfast cooling outside your door. This is much better living than camping by the side of the road, so it's probably time to meet your benefactor. Oh, maybe we're getting an info dump first. The inn's common room is a bustle of activity as quiet townspeople load flowers from the funeral into a wagon in front of the inn, the body of the deceased already gone. After weaving your way through the workers, you find yourself outside where passerbys are deliberately ignoring the wagon full of blossoms. With the help of a few locals on the street, you make your way to the town hall. The town hall is a multi-story building, but not much larger than the surrounding structures. It isn't made of the same timber walls as the rest of the town, and is instead a much sturdier stone structure, so it likely predates the town's growth. There's Buttercup. The door stands open, and an aide greets you when you arrive. He shows you the mayor in a large but simply appointed office in the back of the building. The room is dominated by a large, dark-stained wood desk where Mayor Anathram is working with a quill and ink pot. There's also an unlit hearth on one wall and a couple of orderly bookshelves. There are no personal effects that you can see. A cushion and a bowl of water are set up next to the desk. The mayor's mastiff is lounging there, watching you intently as you enter. Do we greet the mayor or pet the dog? Which one do you want to do? Could be a hag in disguise. Thirsty, thirsty women. Boy, she's a peach. Avery has cursed my rolls I have. That is my curse. So what are we feeling? Pet the dog. We got one vote for pet the dog. Anyone else in there got anything else? Dog is fine. Let's do it. Pet the dog. Maybe we'll curry some favor, or maybe we'll lose a hand. 35. The dog growls, okay, moving its considerable cheeks out of the way to bare its teeth. The mayor recommends that if you like your hand attached, you should be wise to remove it from the dog's reach. You believe her and the dog, so you pull your hand back intact. Better late than never, you greet the mayor. Okay, fine. Stupid dog. I'm a dog person, but that's a stupid dog. You politely greet the mayor, and the dog lays its massive head back down on its paws. It continues to watch you closely, however. I'm grateful for your service, she says. You assume she is being genuine, but it's impossible to tell. Okay, from her stony delivery. Have to be more stony. She outlines the problem. Great, thank you. A gruesome murder about a week ago. The town militia is fine against bandits or sheep rustlers, but this requires someone different. The poor girl was mangled as if by a wild beast, but she was found within town. Besides, Roy keeps the woods free of monsters and supernatural hazards, except for the common cold. And besides, she explains, you're an outsider, and therefore expendable. If the mayor's role is to protect the town, not every drifter that wanders in, it's the mayor's role to protect the town, not every drifter that wanders in. The town will pay 320 gold. We have 150 now, so okay. It's the mayor's, that fee is not negotiable, okay? And Mayor Anathram gives you the impression it would be bad for your health to try. Okay, if you accept the job, yeah, I mean, we're accepting, right? Like, let's get on with this thing. I'm ready to rock. Just tell us where to start, lady. I don't even care what you guys say. Yeah, we're accepting. Barry says accept, because Barry's a smart person. Okay. Where's excellent, Mayor Anathram says in a great gravelly tone. You can only assume means she's pleased. Excellent. Let us begin. Please speak to Maybelline's fiancé. Yeah, we know him. He is an herbalist, who lives on the western edge of town where he tends his garden and makes medicines for the townsfolk. You thank the mayor and prepare to leave, but she holds up a hand. I've also made an arrangement with our general store. You may go, resupply anytime. I did see that in the back. There's like things we can get. It does not have as many goods as a big city, but it will likely have what you need. Okay. Much at a discount. And here is an advance to make whatever purchase you may need. Oh, so we just got another 20 gold. So we have 170 gold. I don't know what we need to buy. We're 5th level adventurer, a 5th edition character starts off pretty darn good. I honestly don't know what we're going to find in the store. You thank the mayor for her kind gesture, and she grunts in response before returning to the paperwork on the town. This may be a great place to stop. I think just before we get too much into the weeds, I'm trying to keep these at like 75 minutes. And so we'll probably finish this chapter and at least do the next chapter tonight at 6, but I got some videos to film, and you guys got some lives to live. But let us see, just for fun, I'm going to mark where we are here. We are on Give me a second here. 48. And also, I'm going to look at the store. I don't know if we're on a timer right now. We can go to the store at whatever time. So let's just jump to the... just to see, at any time you're within Langston, you may visit the store. To visit the store, make note of your starting section. That makes sense. And turn to the back where the general store. You can follow prompts, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so let's just see what the store has. And then maybe I'll just like leave that on our closing page just so for people to investigate. But let's see if anything like really tickles our fancy in the store. Everybody like... Because we all know Tomlin, that dude can tickle some fancies. So let's see if he's there. He's not, because we have to go visit him. Okay, these are all the wonderful people who, I guess, kickstarted it. Yep. So I'll say, they're like, wow, that many people in this book? It's like, it has to be Kickstarters. Here we go. The general store. Very cheap potions of healing. Very cheap. The general The general spore smells of spores. The general store smells of sawdust and is always well lit. Decades of neglected dusting means that windows are so thick with sediment it's impossible to tell what time of day it is. The proprietor greets you with a warm smile and offers to help you find whatever you need. He reminds you that potions are especially good value. Thanks to Tomlin, which remember we saw him with the hovering potion earlier, is Tomlin, the herbalist, good work. Okay. Wow, we may actually... That isn't... I mean, again, it's solo. If we were playing like a barbarian or fighter or a wizard, especially a wizard, we would need healing potions. Don't trust the potions. That's true. So things that we can get that are jumping out. A healer's kit. A magnifying glass for 100 gold. No, thank you. Rations, which... Whatever. I mean, we start with rations, don't we? I'm not really nitty-gritty keeping track. I don't think it's going to make us like track arrows and stuff. You can blame me if it gets down to that, and I'll somehow suffer the consequences. Antitoxin. That may, like, again, antitoxin and potions of healing. I'm pretty sure we can use them very... I hope we can. I mean, we have arrows, which I'm not... Short bow, dagger, short sword, hand axe, shield, which we do not have. Does it have a hand crossbow? We could start with a hand crossbow and the shield. Can you use a shield with a rapier? I guess you could. That'd just be a little weird. I feel like you need like a buckler. I'm just thinking of like how it works. But that actually may not be the worst thing in the world. Flower for invisibility would be good. Yeah, so whatever. Yeah, but maybe we'll just end here and see if anything sounds good at the store. But again, we have 170 gold. So I like... Antitoxins and potions of healing. It says because maybe buy one of each, but truly something is affecting the women towards Tomlin. Yeah, I think. But I feel like because I was gonna say it's like, well, there's no like thing next to it. It's like for a potion of healing, read this. But maybe it does say later on in the adventure, did you ever use a potion of healing? That'd be funny. It's like, in the adventure, did you ever use a potion of healing? It's like, well, now you're in love with Tomlin. Morgan, I don't know if I might be able to join tonight, but this is fun and interesting. Yeah, sorry we didn't get to more fighting, but we got a little backstory. It's 6 p.m. PST. Again, this is my last day off for like 21 days. So I'm just trying to put this out there. And then maybe next Sunday night, pending my shoot schedule for my film, I may be able to do another to follow up this, because we are not going to finish this at this rate in... It's probably going to take like five sessions of like an hour and 15 minutes. That's what I'm shooting for. But yeah, let's just start right here. And then we can kind of decide what we want to get. And then I'm assuming we're going to get some good background. I'm playing my beard because I'm about to shave it. And we'll just go where we go. Okay. That's it for now. Thank you so much, everyone. And we're going to pick up right here in just under like five-ish hours. There may be some wiggle room in there, pending if something pops up with my life, but probably like give or take like 30 minutes of 6 p.m. PST. So this is Wolves of Langston, episode 1, episode 2 coming up shortly. All right. Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate it. And let's get investigating.